Hey guys, it's Panda Pop. Today we're doing an Orbeez Soothing Spa review. So I have this entire thing here. It came with 2,000 Orbeez, so 2 packs each with 1,000, and they came as like little tiny beads. For about 2 to 4 hours, I put them in water and they absorbed it all. There are still some that are not really growing, but that's okay. And then, so I ordered it off of Amazon Prime, about $35. And then, so I was gonna get the ultimate soothing spa because it had a heater, but then this one has like a little bottom with these little pegs. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got little pegs on the bottom that massage your feet when you press down. And it came with a couple more clear Orbeez, like these. I did a clear Orbeez showcase with my brother. So this came with some really cool features. So this is a whole separate part. It's just snapped in to this lid. This lid is pretty hard to get on, but in the end it stays on pretty well because, I mean, the hard part to get it on is probably the hard part to get it off. So this button in the back turns on this part, and this little spiral right here cylinder full of Orbeez spins and picks up Orbeez from underneath it and next to it and spins them all the way up here and pours them down these 2 little slides. So really there's a lot more Orbeez than you see here. There's about 100, 200 in this little cylinder, so I'm going to show you what that does, and then I'm going to show you how big it is. So it only puts out a couple Orbeez at a time, but it puts out every single Orbeez that's in this area. So, not all at once, of course. And then they're always a little bit cold from the water. What helps is if you take an old cleaning solution bottle, because this is like an old Windex bottle. I just took it, cleaned it out, like poured hot water in it for like super burning hot water in it for like 4 or 5 minutes, and then I did the same with the sprayer. And then now every time I realize that my Orbeez are getting a little bit small like this, I can spray where I see that they're getting smaller, makes them wet, and then they absorb all of that water and get a little bit bigger or a little more hydrated so that they don't break as easy. But if you hydrate them too often, then they break super easily because they're like loaded. They're like bloated. So what you can do, so these fit feet like sizes toddler, like this big, I don't know what size that would be, to like 7 in women's, I guess. So my feet fit in here. The first time you use it, it's kind of hard to get used to because it's freezing cold. What I've heard a lot of people do is they put pretty like warm water in here to grow them. So the first time they use it, it's not freezing cold, but it's still a little bit chilly, or it's pretty warm. And then if you don't want to spritz it with cold water, you can always spritz it with hot water. Or if you like cold stuff, you can ice water. That's always fun. And then what's also really fun, if you have like, I have a Zelf. She fits perfectly in here. It's kind of fun to play with those in there. Or if you don't really know how deep it is, these things are about 8 inches high, not including the hair. The hair doesn't matter because it doesn't really get wet. So you can just put it in there. It's about half a centimeter high in the middle. But they're really fun because also I think I might be able to show you this. If you haven't seen the showcase, the clear ones literally disappear in the water. Because Orbeez don't float. See, I'm gonna put a giant Orbeez in there, which means it's full of air and water. So if you have something else besides an Orbeez that was full of air and water, probably would float a little bit. And they're small too. But this is a pretty big Orbeez, so it doesn't necessarily float. Just kind of sinks to the bottom. But one thing we can do is take a couple of these clear Orbeez, as I've showed you a couple times, and these just literally disappear in water because they don't have a color, they're watercolored, I guess. So, dropping all of my Orbeez. So what you can do is see, so you can see it now, but then once you drop it into the, once you drop it into the water, it's completely invisible. So that's really fun to do sometimes. And then once you're done, you can just pour the entire glass of water in our Orbeez, because I mean, they're Orbeez. They eat water, basically. They eat, breathe, live water. So, okay. The last thing I want to say, if you like this video, like it. If you don't like this video, say it. Thank you, and get Orbeez.